All right, welcome back, everybody, where we play everybody's favorite game before we start the podcast. Mike's going to teach us a Gen Z term.
A Zen G
term. This week's term is going to be bussin'.
Bussin'.
Bussin'. What does bussin' mean? Use it in a sentence.
Me and Harold will be bussin' later.
Harold.
I don't know. I was trying to use an old name to go with bussin'. Yeah, I think it's just like being excited about something.
I thought,
No, am I wrong?
yeah.
I don't know.
Bussin' means it's good. Like something's good. Like this
Really
food
good.
is bussin'.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Why don't you just say
What
it's
is
good?
it from?
Huh?
What is it derivative of?
I don't know that it's from like Latin or anything. I think it's
Emporium bussin'.
Yeah.
I don't think that was it.
it just says bussin' means really good.
Oh, really good. Okay.
Really good.
Hey, this podcast is about to be bussin'.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to Bad Potato Salad, the show where Michael, Travers, and I accost random strangers on the internet with you random strangers on the internet. You're not random strangers. You're part of the Bad Potato Salad family. If you're new to the show, Mike and I are professional comedians who travel around the country telling jokes to strangers for money. When we're not doing that, we take time to sit in my basement and judge random internet strangers. Our beautiful wives read us 2 headlines they find across Reddit. Mike and I choose which one we think will be the funniest to blind react to. Then we blind react to it. If it's your first time here, it's a lot of fun. Welcome. If it's not, rate, review, and subscribe anywhere podcasts are available. That's Mike Travers.
Do it right now.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
We won't say another word until you do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Moment of silence.
Hold on, wait, there's one more.
Joey.
So if you're here right now, we appreciate you. Please hold on 1 second. All right, we're back. My dog was chewing on cords. Here's Kendall with our first 2 stories.
Am I the asshole for not letting my roommate's boyfriend use my car, even though it made him miss a job interview?
Okay. Go.
Or am I the asshole for not giving my friend one of the freebies from my skincare order?
Wait, what was the first one?
Am I the asshole for not letting my roommate's boyfriend use my car, even though it made him miss a job interview? Or am I the asshole for not giving my friend one of the freebies that came in my skincare order?
I'm interested in the skincare order.
Really? I feel like that's the lesson.
that's just
go ahead. What? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was leaning car, but it doesn't matter. We'll do
You guys
skincare.
choose.
Yeah. Let's do
obviously.
skincare order. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey,
Happy
skincare.
wife, happy life.
happy wife, happy life. All right.
Well,
I think
freebies with skincare, I mean,
Skincare
it'd
is
be hard to
expensive.
give up.
exactly. Go. Listen,
Let's hear some
this
passion
is
in this
very
one.
serious.
We're going to have no input.
Like, so she didn't get the lotion?
So wait, you put lotion on your face too?
All right. Am I the asshole for not giving my friend one of my freebies from my skincare order? So I ordered a bunch of stuff during a skincare sale, and they were doing this promo where if you spent over a certain amount, they give you 3 mystery gifts.
Ooh.
I didn't know. That's a lot.
I love a mystery. 3 is a lot.
I feel like this is.
Oh, you like
more
mystery gifts? Wait till you see what Mike and I have planned for you.
You're in luck because Adam and Eve include like a lot of mystery gifts.
Bring them in, fellas. Dun, dun, dun.
So I didn't know what they were going to be, but I was excited because I've been broke and haven't treated myself in a while. When the box came, I opened it with my friend there, and the gifts were actually kind of nice. A lip mask, a jade roller, so that's something like...
I know what a jade roller is.
And this little overnight cream I've been wanting to try.
Love it.
I was like, oh my God, cute, and set them aside with the rest of my stuff. Then my friend just casually picks up the lip mask and goes, oh, this is so nice. Thanks for saving this for me.
No.
Like in a joking manner.
Well,
I laughed because I thought she was joking, but she was...
there we go.
But
Why doesn't more stories do this when we ask questions?
But she was literally putting it in her purse.
Wow.
I said, wait, no, I didn't say you could have that. And she goes, okay, chill. It's just a freebie. And I told her, yeah, it was free, but it still came with my order.
Right.
And I was kind of looking forward to using it. And she got all weird and said I was being stingy and that if you didn't pay for it, it's not even a real gift. So I didn't even know how to respond to that. I'm not mad. I just feel kind of awkward now, and like maybe I overreacted about something small, but also it was mine. Am I the asshole? No.
Oh,
No.
you got a
You
skincare.
purchased the products, and therefore, because you purchased, you got your free gift.
Also, the gifts weren't free. You fucking paid
Somewhere
for it.
you
That's
paid for
a
it.
great point. That's a great point.
No company's like, out of the kindness
Yeah.
of my heart.
We're losing
Yep.
money here.
Yeah. I love when car dealerships say that. I literally can't give you that price. I'm losing money on this car. It's like, I see this as a big building. No, the fuck
Yeah.
you're not.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, she went through the trouble ordering it. I'm sure the products were all bussing, and they just. You guys know what that means, right? Sorry.
I've heard.
Sorry. And yeah, that's obnoxious to just assume that yours because it's free. Like
Yeah.
you said, that's
Yeah.
not free. It's you're paying a little bit.
It's mine. If
Yeah,
I
and-
gave it to you,
Yeah.
And
plus
it-
a lip mask is important.
100%.
And also, the friend that stole it was probably too cheap to buy shit. So like
she-
the
yeah.
whole purpose of a free gift, a free sample, is so that you sample it and then you're like, I need
Yeah.
to
Yes.
buy this, right?
Yeah.
So now the company's like, well, why'd you give it to Sarah? Like she sucks. She's never,
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, like you don't need friends like that in your life. But also, if you could just do us a favor, because clearly this person is the asshole. But if you could just do us a favor and read the other story too, because we really wanted to hear that.
Why not?
Yeah, what was the other one? The car.
Oh, sorry.
Not taking. No, it's not your fault. No, I think. I mean,
I-
that was.
I love this.
I agree. I agree that she's the asshole.
And they're both. I love that we're doing
right.
like a double dare.
Yeah.
Double down.
Double down.
Double
down Tuesdays.
Double down.
Mondays.
Double down.
Double down.
Wednesdays. Whatever day
Okay.
you're listening.
Am I the asshole for not letting my roommate's boyfriend use my car, even though it made him miss a job interview? So I, 25 female, share an apartment with my roommate Jess, 24 female. We generally get along okay, but she started dating this guy, Kyle, a few months ago, and he's been around constantly.
Always a Kyle.
Yeah, but
always
it's
a Kyle.
only a few months too.
And he's always around. That's...
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have a
doesn't-
car. How's he supposed to?
Oh, no. He doesn't live here officially, but he's here 5 to 6 nights a week. Eats our... That's too much. Eats our food, uses our stuff, and never really contributes to anything.
He doesn't have a car. Where do you guys want him to go? How do you want him to get places? He just got dropped off there, and he just lives there.
Wait,
now.
I got an idea. Her roommate has a car. Yeah. Oh, what if Kyle just used that one?
Great
It's
question.
annoying, but I've tolerated it to keep the peace. I own a car, which I use for work, errands, and occasional weekend trips. Jess does not have a car, and neither does Kyle.
There's the answer, Mike.
So last week, Kyle asked me very last minute if he could borrow my car to drive to a job interview. I asked if... I wouldn't. I
No,
just
I
already
wouldn't.
wouldn't. I asked a few questions, where it was, how far, how long he would need it, and it turned out he needed it during a time I had already told Jess I had a doctor's appointment across town. I said sorry, but I needed it and could not change my appointment. He got mad and said I was being selfish and ruined his shot at a better life. And Jess backed him up, saying I could Uber to the doctor just this once. Why can't he Uber?
hilarious.
Wow.
What?
Because his interview was more important than my checkup.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, honestly, maybe they want Jess to like not make the doctor's appointment. Like, if you die, we get your car, right?
That is.
I said no. I'm not comfortable lending my car to someone I barely know.
No.
Right. Especially not for a time I already need it. So I
let
don't
alone.
owe him that.
No.
They both sulked and gave me the cold shoulder for days. And Kyle apparently missed the interview because he couldn't find a ride and is now blaming me for ruining his whole future.
Take an Uber,
Well,
Kyle.
The good thing is they only got the cold shoulder because he doesn't live there, so she only got the cold shoulder 6 nights.
The other good news is
He doesn't live there.
Kyle's shoulder's about to be real cold. He's about to be homeless because he doesn't have it. No, you're not the
No.
asshole at
Well,
all.
there's more.
Okay, sorry.
Oh.
I feel a little bad because I could have changed my appointment if I really wanted to.
No,
But
that's-
also, it's my car, my schedule, and I don't think I should have to upend my plans for someone who doesn't even live here. Am I the asshole? So the fact that she feels bad.
That's
and
the problem
said
with
she-
that's the
that's
problem
so
with nice
silly.
people. Like you can't like sometimes you do have
I
to be
tell
a
you
dick.
this all the time.
I
You're
know.
too nice.
Right,
Yeah,
Derek,
but
maybe both.
I think it's just like one of those things where it's like you want to help somebody out, but at the same time, like for a fact, if Kyle had a car and you needed it, he'd be like, you got to Uber, like you know what I mean, like.
It's so like asking someone you've only known for a few months to borrow their car is
Right,
pretty
it's a
wild to begin
wild
with.
move.
And then when they say, I have a doctor's appointment and you have pushback against
Yeah.
that, you're an other level kind of person.
Ignorant.
Like
Just
if you're not
zero
like,
self.
oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just thought if nobody was using it, but I shouldn't even have asked. You
Right.
know,
Super
that should have
ignorant.
been his reaction. Not like, well, how do you expect me to get to my interview? You know, I
Yeah.
could have had a better life.
I owe you nothing.
Yeah.
I owe you. And also, like, yeah, like this story happened. He asked a few days in advance. Maybe if Kyle just starts
No,
walking.
last minute.
Oh,
Say
last
last
minute.
minute.
Oh.
Super last minute.
Why can't Kyle take a fucking Uber? That's a big yikes for me, guys.
Oh, are you looking at more Gen Z terms?
You say yikes?
Why are you talking like that?
It's a big yikes.
Yikes.
Kendall, you're acting a little sus right now. So.
Thank you. When something is very embarrassing or cringy and warrants more than a yike, it's a big
Oh,
yikes.
yeah, big
it's a big
yikes.
yikes
Oh.
for me, Kyle.
Oh,
The one I heard a ton, I'll just go in another Gen Z term, was out of pocket.
oh yeah.
Now,
That's
did we
a good
talk
one.
about that?
That's a good one.
Right?
I like
Yeah.
that
Out of
one.
pocket.
That, yeah, like you would say, like, man, that dude's out of pocket.
Kyle was being out of pocket
Yeah, he's
right
being
now.
out of
He's
pocket.
being
That's a bad
super
thing,
out of
out of
pocket.
pocket.
Yeah, you don't want to
A
be.
good thing.
Yeah, it's a
Kyle,
yeah. It's not if you're
Yeah, that's
Kyle.
terrible. But also, she's a terrible roommate because that happens. It's almost an epidemic how often that happens when two people are roommates, girls especially.
Yeah.
And then the boyfriends, one gets a boyfriend, and then they inevitably start staying there.
The other
happened
thing
to
is,
me, yeah.
these
Not
two,
to me, but
right?
to me, yeah.
These two are perfect for each other, Kyle and his girlfriend, because they're both like the system's against us,
Right.
man. Like the
Yeah.
world doesn't want us to be a better. Like, dude, like you live in a town. Take a bus, take a car, take a bike, steal somebody's bike.
Also,
you know,
you're interviewing for a place that you apparently have trouble getting to.
Yeah.
which is a bad
Yeah.
idea.
That's a
good
great point.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he gonna need to borrow that car every day to get to work?
Yeah. What
I
if you
have a
get the
better
job?
life now. How am I gonna keep it?
Yeah, yeah. What if
know.
you get the job?
Yeah.
No one thinks about that. That was a great point, Mike.
Yeah. Wait for that lease to end and get out. Get away.
It might be worth breaking the lease, honestly,
Yeah.
because stuff's gonna come up missing. Stuff's gonna start coming. He's only been together for a few months. Neither of them know Kyle. Not just her. Her roommate doesn't even know Kyle. You know what I mean? Like,
She should sleep with Kyle to make them break up.
Kyle's Delulu.
yeah.
In case you guys didn't know.
Kyle's, if she breaks up with Kyle's gonna need a ride somewhere.
Yeah.
Kyle's like, God.
No, you got.
I was just gonna say. I say if Kyle starts saying the roommate, he's like, it's so convenient. I have to leave.
I was gonna ask if you guys have had situations where you've lived with somebody else that had
Yes.
another person come in and then like messes up the whole dynamic.
Yeah. So I was right after I graduated college. I lived with two other girls that I also worked with, and we were like good friends. But I remember the one girl, she was like, it was a 3-bedroom apartment. It was a nice apartment. And then one of them had a bigger bedroom. Like one of the bedrooms was bigger with the bathroom inside there.
Right.
And the one girl that had the boyfriend was like, well, since I have a boyfriend and he's going to be staying here multiple nights a week,
Nope.
I should get the bigger room with the
No.
bathroom.
That's
Nice.
amazing. What a great argument. Since
Yeah.
I'm already going to be having somebody extra here, I should also get the bigger room.
Yeah. And she got the bigger room. She won.
So it worked.
Yeah. But I
Hey,
remember
Hey
I was real
Alana, I'm gonna
pissed.
have friends come over, so I'm gonna need our bedroom. You don't mind sleeping in the guest room, do
I
you?
was really pissed about that. I remember.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I think
It
it's
should have been
different.
like a coin toss.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
that's fair. Draw
Yeah.
names out of a hat.
Yeah.
I think it's different for guys though. Like if a girl comes over, like what are the like you know what I mean? Like because girls won't want to stay in a guy's gross or apartment, so they don't stay over a lot.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's
Like
true.
I feel
Yeah.
like if girls come over with like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why guys like going to a girl's place because all of a sudden it's like being like back home almost.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's knickknacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whole big kitchen of
Knickknacks.
food.
Who
Yeah.
are you
We were
sleeping with,
cooking.
Mike?
Yeah.
There are home things. There are like paintings on a wall.
Yeah.
Or there,
there are knickknacks.
yeah.
Clean
What?
towels.
Yeah.
And there's
Mike's like, you go down to that nursing home. Fucking, they got
I'm saying, like,
candies.
because you're not cultured enough to understand
Yes,
the word.
yes.
Is that I mean like as far as like leaving a guy's college dorm,
Yeah.
I've
as
been there.
opposed to like a
Yeah.
girl who has these little things that make a place
Yeah,
feel like home.
sure.
Sure, you're not wrong.
All the
Plants.
like the
It's not fucking
like
knickknacks.
for instance a nice painting that you had upstairs
Furnishings.
that,
There
we
that
go.
Derek thinks belongs in a funeral
yeah,
home.
that's a knick-knack.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
a
it
home.
is.
I thought
a home
knickknacks had to be
furnishing.
porcelain.
No. You are obviously from
From Somerset.
No, but
Knickknacks have to be poison.
Yeah.
But that just happens so. They just do it so much. Like
Dudes.
But here's the
just-
thing too. Like, don't you feel out of place when you're in someone else's house all the time? Like when
This
I'm
guy
in someone
didn't.
else's house, like I feel out of place. Like I'm constantly, and maybe this is just being self-aware. Like I don't want to be in their way. I don't want to be around. Like I want to be as invisible as possible. And I don't even like being like. I would rather have people come to my house than me go to someone else's house because I just don't know how to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
That's how you should feel,
Right.
You know, like if you're staying at a place that you're not paying rent.
You should act like a guest.
Oh,
Yeah, like I get you would feel comfortable like when you're in her room,
right.
But
Totally.
like when you're in the kitchen, yeah, I would feel like
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
For
I'd be out of
sure.
yeah, like of course.
Can I tell you, like on multiple occasions that I've had like people like, you know, like friends, when I've been doing a show or something like that, like in their town or whatever, like you should spend the night at my house, and I'm like, I can't think of a worse idea.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you know what I mean? Like I would rather not do that. I'll get a hotel.
Yeah.
And what I always end up saying is like, oh, I'm gonna drive a little bit after the show, and then I'll just drive like an hour outside their town and just get a hotel because like I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like
It's also hard because you guys are you're okay. People that are not comedians, like I'm not saying they don't look at what you do as work as
Right.
they're disrespectful,
Right.
but they like don't understand that like you have a process
And it's
a thing,
anxiety,
routine.
it's
and you need downtime afterwards, and you need these things. But then they just assume,
Gotta-
oh my god, you're in my town.
right.
Gotta
yeah.
have somewhere to bring the girls back too.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
No, it's just, and I'm thankful that they've even asked, you know, that
Yeah.
hey, you should spend the night at my, and it's like I understand that, but like yeah, the routine is I get into a hotel, I check in, and I
Decompress.
just decompress, just lay there, watch SportsCenter for an hour, and then I'm asleep.
And cry.
Yeah, I
After
cry. Yeah,
check.
usually cry.
Cry into a pillow. Just for like a half hour.
Just be like the fucking audience was stupid. I'll
Or
tell you
mean.
that audience was so
You're
stupid.
unnecessarily mean. There's no need for that.
Why'd they yell that so many times?
A knickknack, by the way, is a small, worthless object, especially a household ornament. So it is not.
Worthless.
Well, that's what the dictionary
Yeah,
said.
that's
But it's a decoration.
So knickknacks are not bussin'. But also, you were not the asshole for not giving up your car.
not
you,
at
had-
all.
you had a doctor's appointment.
That's wild.
You had a doctor's appointment. And again, like Mike said, if he gets the job, then what? What happens then?
Yeah.
How's he getting there?
Yeah, honestly, the audacity of someone being like, I have to take your car, I won't get this job, other than being like,
Yeah.
I can call a car service.
For sure.
Is
Right.
so weird.
I've given up on people doing the right thing. Like, just in life. Like, I've just given up on that.
Yeah, amen to that.
Thank God we got stories every week.
Okay.
Yeah, crazy breeds itself.
Am I the asshole for not bringing anything to my friend's potluck after she told me not to?
Could bring potato salad, get you blown.
It would totally get you blown. They probably didn't know
Only
that yet.
bad.
Yeah, if that's the first episode of this podcast ever, if you want to go back and listen to that story.
Or am I the asshole for saying that my boyfriend's friend can't visit us now that I'm pregnant?
Boyfriend's friend can't visit
I
us.
feel like we should go to the potluck just because it's a different vibe.
Okay.
But
All right.
Yeah.
I say that with
Also, that's the time you want your friends to visit you. We have a designated driver. She can't drink.
That's
right?
true. Maybe the friend got her pregnant.
God.
Shit.
If that was the thing, I would say that. Okay. Did I say potluck?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Am I the asshole for not bringing anything to my friend's potluck after she told me not to? One of my closest friends hosted a dinner at her place last weekend, and she called it a potluck and sent a group text saying that we should each bring a little something. Drinks, snacks, whatever. It wasn't anything fancy, just casual. And I asked her what I should bring, and I mentioned that I would be coming straight from work and might be a little rushed. She replied, I don't need to bring anything. Don't worry about it at all. She has plenty of food and she just wants me to come. So I didn't bring anything. I showed up, I said hi to everybody, and honestly, the night was going fine. People brought stuff, a salad, some cupcakes, a couple bottles of wine. I was planning to actually just help clean up or do dishes since I didn't bring anything, and that I figured that she meant what she said. But later on, while people were complimenting the food, she made an offhand comment that said, well, not everyone contributed, but we're still glad she showed up.
Yeah, that was important to say that.
Everybody laughed, and it didn't seem super serious, but I did feel my face get hot, and I didn't know how to respond. I stayed polite, Tried not to act weird about it, but I felt uncomfortable the rest of the night. On the way home, I really kept thinking about it, and I get that maybe she was a little bit annoyed, but she's the one that literally told me not to bring anything. And now I feel like she put me on blast in front of people for something that I didn't do wrong. I haven't said anything to her yet because it feels small and I don't want to be dramatic, but I also can't shake the feeling that it wasn't fair. So am I the asshole for not bringing anything?
So on blast means what I think is interesting here too is what she described that everybody else brought. A couple bottles of wine, cupcakes, things like that. Even if you're coming straight from work, you can swing by a store.
Yeah.
Right? Like I couldn't imagine going to a potluck where the initial invitation said everybody's going to bring something and then still show up with nothing, right? Because again, if everybody else is bringing something, even if it's a couple bags of chips, even if it's a couple liters of soda or something like that, like
Baked
I feel like
cookies the night
baked
before.
cookies, something like that. Like you could just swing by a store and grab that on the way
She
there.
could have made them the night before and put them
The night before, yeah. Baked cookies.
Also fair. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, like it wasn't a last second party. So like I don't think we're getting the whole story here. I feel like she was like, hey, I'm coming straight from work. I really don't have time to do anything. Blah, blah, blah. Can I still come?
I mean, we have to take it as fact.
We do.
She said, I told her I'd be coming from work, and she said, don't worry about it. I would totally do that.
But the initial text message that she sent said, everybody bring something.
Yeah. I agree with you. I'm not saying she shouldn't have tried to bring a bottle of wine or whatever. But I'm saying if I'm texting, just use Alana as all my examples. Yeah. If I'm like, and Alana's like, oh my God, I'm going to be rushed. I'm on my way home from work. And I'd be like, don't even worry about it. When Alana shows up, I'm not going to be like, thanks everybody but Alana for bringing something.
But
like,
you have a friend in your mind right now that would do that to you, would make that comment. Or somebody in your life that would make that comment if you showed up to their house without anything at their
I'd
party.
be the one that would show up without something.
They didn't know, but you know somebody that would make the comment, well, not all of us contributed, or somebody like that. And she probably knew that this is that friend for her. And she still did it, and then she acted shocked. Like, if you stick your hand in a bear trap, and then the bear trap goes off, don't look shocked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Tough. It is. It's yeah. I don't know. I mean, because she did tell her that, and if you own it, you could be embarrassed for a minute and
That's
still
true too.
be like, yeah, I probably should have brought something.
Yeah.
Also, but. Yeah, her calling her out was like you said, who that friend. You knew that friend was going to do that.
That's
you
a good
knew.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you know that person's gonna do that, then you definitely either just don't come to the party, or you at least bring something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or you say, yeah, I wish Carol didn't bring those cupcakes either. They were terrible. Right, guys?
You call that a salad?
Yeah, try to shit on someone else right away.
That's even better. That's the next level petty that you need to be.
Yeah, switch that to someone else.
Yeah.
So I was at.
We do it
Like
at
if I knew Carol was bringing her fucking world famous chicken dip, I would have brought antacids because that bitch can't cook.
Hey, maybe we do this in a bigger house next time. This feels cramped here, right? A house with a bigger flow or something.
Yeah. Who's that old lady on the way? That's my grandmother. She died. Good. She probably.
She deserved it.
Yeah, get that shame off you as quick as possible.
Yo,
what were you
that's
going to
even
say
better.
before we interrupted
You should upper decker toilet. Shit in the top part.
No, all I was gonna say is that this reminds me. I was at an event on Friday night, and I was going out after this event with my girlfriend, and there was her friend's husband there, and we were like, oh, let's go out and have a drink. And he was like, I want to come have a drink, but maybe I should check with my wife. And so he texted his wife, and he reads us, and he's like, she said, it's fine, do whatever you want. And, right. So the other girl
Fantastic.
and I immediately
That's permission.
Yeah, I have all night.
immediately said, go home.
Yeah.
Like, that's not I'm not saying she will be pissed if you go
Yeah.
out, but like, you can do whatever you want. Like, this is a test. You should make the right decision.
This is not a true choose your own adventure.
Right.
It's fine is never fine.
Yeah, you don't really have a choice.
100%.
It's the illusion of free will.
Yep. It is make your own decision.
Do whatever you want.
Here's what we're going to do. Yeah. Go ahead. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Don't bring a fucking dish to my potluck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. That's exactly
So I'm
what it
saying
feels. Can I ask you guys why
Yeah.
you do that though?
Why we do what?
Well, why you text us things? Some people are just bad texters, so that's
Honey,
that's
you do
fair.
that to me all the time.
No. It's because it's hard to read tone when you're in text.
I agree
but like
with that
but
100%.
I genuinely, if I say something in text, like, oh no, it's fine, or like it's fine,
Nah.
or
Okay,
like
let me clarify.
Yeah.
Let me clarify because I know what you're saying.
because there are times where you clearly know this is a test.
Well, here's the thing. I'm speaking for myself. I do know that some.
Could you speak for Alana too?
Well, I actually
kidding.
would because I feel like this is accurate. There are some people that like really like to manipulate and test people and figure it out. My point is, let's say Mike's like, hey, I'm about to come home and I thought he was coming home at one time and he's like, actually, I'm going to go out and do these things. Is that okay? And I'd be like, yeah, do whatever you want. Like, would I rather him come home? Yes. But
Right.
do I want him to make that decision himself? Yes. So I'm not saying that when he goes out and he comes home, I'm going to be like, fuck you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So it is his.
But
I'm not somebody that does.
but the fact is, like, you will hold some resentment
I do
for
not.
making
She
a
does
wrong
not at all.
choice.
No, I
She's
don't.
never done
Alright.
that
No.
at all. I know what you're saying.
I know people
a lot
do.
do. She's you don't ever do it.
For sure. That is something that happens very commonly.
Right.
I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm very like, say what you need, say what you want.
But I do think sometimes it is genuine. It's like, look, I want you to come home, but just
Right.
do whatever you want.
Right.
Like, you know what you should
Right.
do. I
Yes.
don't need to tell you. You're
Right.
a
Yeah.
grown adult. I'm going to be irritated if you go out. It's not going to be the end of things. We're
Yeah.
not going to have a big blow up, but whatever you want to do.
See, like,
you know how I feel.
If when I get mad in a in any situation, but I really get mad for like 5 minutes, and I say whatever the fuck's making me mad,
Okay.
and then I'm fine,
Okay.
and then I'm just past it.
Yeah.
But the problem is, sometimes Alana's not past it, and she was like, "How can you just blow up like that for 5 minutes?" I was like, "Cause I got it out. Like
Yeah.
I needed to get it out. Like
I'm
literally."
probably more like you, and Alana's probably more like Mike. Where sometimes I'm like, okay, we already did this thing; it should just be done.
You
And
have a
Mike might be like,
vagina?
well, it's not. What'd you say?
I said, "You have a vagina."
Or
We've gotten off topic,
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
yeah, you are
so
good.
you are the asshole for not bringing something. I
Yes.
truly do feel that way
Yeah.
because you knew how she was going to react.
Yes.
make some cookies.
And Derek can be petty.
Yes. We have established that for sure.
I admitted it,
yeah.
Okay. Here's the.
but I
bad
love
part.
you,
In the
sweetheart.
most petty way.
Both of
But I love
these-
you,
I
sweetheart.
said I love you too.
I didn't hear it.
'Cause you're
Okay,
petty.
here's the bad part. This next one, I think they're both really good, and
Ooh.
I actually might cry laughing right now. Okay.
Good.
Am I overreacting? I think that my husband is sleeping with his sister again.
Whoa.
Again?
I don't think we need a second choice.
Okay, we don't. I'll just figure it out. We should do that.
What was the second choice though? Just appease us and the
Well, I
viewers.
could have just put them in a different way.
Yeah, you fucking should have put that
So
one
I'll put them in a
last.
different way.
Yeah.
Done. Am I overreacting because I think my husband is sleeping with his sister again, or man, they're all good. Am I the asshole for bringing a much older guy to my Easter dinner after my dad left my mom for somebody close to my age?
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, I love. No, that she's doing it to be petty.
They're all funny. They're
Kim-
all
Oh, I
good.
feel
Kim-
like the first.
Yeah,
one.
we have to go
we
with
do
the
the
sister,
first one.
right?
The
Okay.
first one, yeah, for sure.
Again.
Again is what
Again
got
is
me.
damning. Again
Yeah.
again is damning.
Again is
Again is
Yeah.
not bussing. It's unbussing.
Yeah.
no cap.
Being told to stop sleeping with your sister for the second time.
Yeah.
So fucking
How many times she gets stuck in that
Yeah.
dryer?
Can't believe I have to tell you that again.
the dryer. Honestly, this isn't even a long story. It's not the funnier part.
So great.
Right to the
Oh
point.
boy.
Yeah. So I caught my husband sleeping with his sister again.
Again.
No, if it started like that, I wouldn't have.
So
put it.
funny.
Okay. Am I? Wait, what's
overreacting.
AIO mean?
Am I overreacting?
Oh, sorry. Am I overreacting? I think my husband is sleeping with his sister again. Long, ridiculous post, but bear with me. This isn't long.
It's not that long.
Yeah. So when my hubby was 12, his mother passed. At age 14, his mother remarried. She also had a daughter his age. They all lived in one house. Apparently, my husband and his stepsister used to sneak around their parents and engage in adult activities. This went on for years.
Stepsister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least it's not. At least it's not incest. Like,
I mean, you're not wrong.
yeah,
but
like it's
still.
wrong, but it's not like wrong.
But
Like,
still,
it's, yeah,
problematic for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I mean, I'll just be real quick. Is that in that scenario, like if you're like 15 and all of a sudden some hot girl
moves in
starts
with
living in your house, like you are absolutely not
I've
going
got
to.
a
isn't my
golden
blood related to you?
ticket.
I can.
Right.
Yeah.
I told you I met these people on
That's
Friday.
so
They
funny.
were married. They were first cousins. They were like,
So funny. That's wrong. Yeah, that's illegal.
that's where
Actually,
you grew up.
Not in Somerset. It's not.
they ask you before you get married, are you related to this person?
I'll tell you later.
Yeah, you obviously, Alana.
Me and my husband and I married at 23. I always thought my husband and his stepsister were close, but I just assumed it was from growing up together.
You have no idea.
A few years ago, I found out my husband was having an affair with his stepsister. I didn't even know what to say. I had no idea this relationship even existed, and I can't even wrap my mind around it. Obviously, my husband and I entered counseling where I found out all the details from his childhood and just how close they really were. Somehow, I was able to overcome for the sake of our children.
Okay.
However, for the past few months, my husband has been acting weird. Coming home late, being protective of his phone, not wanting to have sex. He always wants to have sex. And I swear I can even smell his sister's perfume on him. We barely got through this first time, and I'll be devastated if I find out it's happening again. So my husband claims that she was his first love, but I'm his forever and after love, the one he can't live without. That's it.
She's
What?
my first love and my older sister.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I love all these overreacting stories. Like, am I over? You are not. Remember the one where it's like, am I overreacting because my girlfriend went up to that bathroom with another?
Yeah,
You're not.
no,
Yeah,
you're not overreacting.
You need to listen to your instincts a little bit. You know,
You're not reacting enough.
You've right. You've already caught him sleeping with. Now, again, the perfume thing, could that be a coincidence? But the protective of the phone, like all this other stuff, like, again, if someone shows you who they are, believe them.
The worst part is like you sleep with your sister one time, or you have an affair with your sister once, and then all of a sudden now you can't be trusted anymore.
Yeah. I think the hardest part is, the holidays, even if they, they've already caught him having an affair. What happens at Christmas?
Yeah, that is.
The holidays.
You know what I'm saying? Like, could you pass me the turkey? You want stuffing? Do you want stuffing? You know what I mean? Like, it's
God.
hard.
Yeah, it's the fact that she took him back the first time because they had an affair. It wasn't even like, he not only was cheating on her in a relationship, but it was with his stepson.
And it's clearly not somebody he's never going to talk to again.
Yeah.
Oh, you think it won't cut her off?
No,
it won't cut her off. He's like, how's mom?
Yeah.
they're
It's
definitely
all
a close family.
it's
So
all
yeah,
the
they're gonna.
things.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just couldn't imagine liking my sister. Not even sexually, just in general.
Just in general. But had you had a stepsister there,
That
you might have been in.
God, it was good.
Hey, there's still hope.
Yeah.
You could get remarried.
That's true.
Maybe you get a stepsister.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Should be close by.
Maybe my mom will
would be
remarry
like
your dad,
great.
Alana.
There's still
Maybe
hope.
my mom will remarry your dad.
There
that
we
would
go.
require
My
your.
mom's alive and
Why
married
was
to
it?
my dad.
Yeah, I was saying, but people get divorced.
My dad would
Never.
never.
Oh, my mom would never.
My mom would never.
It was like that line from maybe like 70s movie. Well, I'd never. Well, maybe you should.
Maybe you should consider it.
Man, what do you say to somebody that, like, that's so crazy? Having an affair with your step sibling is, and again, I think it's, like you said, imagine being in a relationship or in a household like that, and like you're 15 and your hormones are going crazy, and then your parents are like, don't touch this one, but she's gonna live here now. You know what I mean? And like they, because also women have those same feelings too. Yeah. So it's like oh man.
We saw this famously happen in the Brady Bunch. When the Bradys got together and Greg and Marcia. All of a sudden, they're thrown in a house together.
Yeah.
Derek doesn't even know what you're talking
They're
about.
like,
I've seen the Brady Bunch. Yeah.
they're like 16, and now they got to live together, and they started liking each other.
Yeah,
the
that
Brady
was weird.
Brady
I
Bunch was
forgot about
bussing.
that.
Yeah.
Brady Bunch was busting. No cap.
No cap. For real.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're
Are
not
you overreacting? I don't think you're reacting enough. I feel like the issue is you got to catch him though. You know what I mean? Like you got to catch him cheating because she could. I mean, I understand why she doesn't trust him, but like you still got to prove.
I think you could ask him, and you're gonna know.
Yeah, probably.
I think the fact that she's smelling the perfume is either she's smelling the perfume literally, or she's so traumatized by the first
Yeah, I
one
think that
she's not gonna get over this.
Well,
anytime
she's
soon.
smelling a perfume in general.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So, like,
It's not hers.
if he's coming home smelling like another woman's perfume,
Yeah.
then
It's not hers.
Either
This-
way, he's cheating on you.
Yeah, this situation's so bad that we are to the point where we're like,
At least it's a sister.
hopefully he's just cheating with
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
he's not related to.
Could you imagine how
thank God it
relieved-
was the bartender.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, could you imagine how relieved? Is your bartender your cousin? No? Okay, well, it's wrong, but I'm not mad.
Way better. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're overreacting.
No, she should bang her own brother and get back at him.
That would be such a good
Yeah.
She actually should bang his
Like
stepdad.
fire with.
stepdad.
She should bang his stepdad.
Yeah,
That would do it.
that would do a lot of things.
Do a lot of things. How old is she? They got married at 23, and they have kids. That's the sad part.
Hey,
Getting- I
they
mean,
might be on
they-
the menu. We don't know where this stops.
She's like, I'm afraid if I get remarried, this will happen again.
Could
What happened
you
to your
imagine?
first marriage? Well, funny story.
Yeah. How much time do you got?
He's now married to his sister. It's
How
totally
many
fine.
siblings do you have?
Yeah.
You're an only child? Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Remember how competitive you were with your sister? We got
Okay.
time for Uno
One more.
Marsh.
Okay. So I'm going to throw in the last one with the last one.
Throw it in.
The previous one with the last
Okay.
one. Okay. Because,
It didn't get a fair shake.
well, and there are just two options. Am I the asshole because I outed my closeted uncle after he shamed me for being gay at a family dinner? Or am I the asshole for bringing a much older guy to Easter dinner after my dad left my mom for someone close to my age?
Easter's already in the rearview mirror.
Yeah. And speaking of rear, we gotta out. So he outed the uncle outed the cousin
This person outed their uncle.
because the uncle shamed him for being gay. Yeah. Yep.
So the uncle was gay.
Yep.
and
Closeted though.
Closeted gay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I have one. We could do a third option. if
I
you
don't
want.
think. I think we need to. I need to
Yeah, that's
dive into
interesting.
this.
We're doing the uncle
outed.
outed.
Yeah.
Uncle outed. That's like a decent nickname. Uncle outed.
Uncle outed.
I lied. Okay. Am I the asshole? I outed my closeted uncle after he shamed me for being gay at a family dinner. I will clarify that yes, the aunt mentioned is Dave's wife.
So he's married. So dude's married.
Yes.
Okay.
The gay uncle is married.
Yeah. To a woman.
We were just talking about this the other day, weren't we?
I-
About
you-
this kind of stuff happens all the time.
Oh yeah.
She didn't know that he was gay, but she
Really?
also didn't support me when all these insults came. Okay. That was the disclaimer. I don't know why that was there. Okay. I, 25 male, came out to my family at 20. Most people were cool, but my uncle, Dave, 45 male, has always been weird about it and constantly making comments like, you don't have to act so gay, or when I was younger, men just kept that to themselves.
Like and at this age too, they also just. Does it say Dave is religious?
I don't know. I don't think so, but we didn't
Okay.
get there yet. Okay. I shrugged it off until last week. We were at a family dinner and Dave started going off about how pride parades are just perverts wanting attention and how real men don't flaunt it. In Alana quotes, real men don't flaunt it. When I called him homophobic, he smirked and said, you know, your generation's just obsessed with labels. Why can't you just be normal? And this is where I might have been the asshole. I've suspected that Dave wasn't straight for years. He's always been oddly fixated on my dating life. And once I even spotted him on Grindr.
Yeah, that's a dead giveaway. Yeah.
So Grinder is
The gay dating app. Yeah.
He said, I recognized his torso tattoo and a very not safe for work pic. And I never said anything about it until now. I snapped and I said, well, that's rich coming from a guy who's on Grindr every weekend. How's that working out for you?
Yeah.
It was silence. My aunt gasped. She clearly had no idea. Dave went pale, knocked over his wine glass, and walked out the door. And later, my mom said to me, "You humiliated him. Was that really necessary?"
Yeah.
Some family members are on my side, but the others say that outing him crossed the line, even if he's an asshole. And I'm torn because he's been nasty for me for years, but I know how dangerous it is to out somebody without their consent. So am I the asshole?
Well, I think to be fair, it does feel like everybody else except for Dave's wife knew. Yeah, like the parents knew, like his, they were like, and that's why everyone was super cool with it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because they're like, hey, you're not the only one, bub. You know what I mean? And like, and then, Linda or whatever his wife's name was didn't know.
Yeah.
So then she's getting blindsided by this because I'm sure it's not something you bring up and like, to your wife if you're that ashamed of it, I guess, you know what I mean? But if you're acting on it still now, that's a problem.
Yeah. He was out of line, obviously, doing that in that situation. He should have. Here's what I say. Here's first off, he probably did Dave a favor in the long run.
That's true too.
Sure.
Because the poor guy has been living,
a lie.
Yeah, living a lie for that long. And that's sad, that so many people had lived that way. But I don't know. He could have taken him aside and said, "Look, man, I let you take these cheap shots enough.
That's a good point.
Right.
I know you're on Grindr, man. Yeah. I won't say a word, but you got to knock it off,
right.
man. Enough's enough. I get you harboring some stuff and you're taking it out that way, but there's, I know your situation.
Sure.
I'm not looking to blow your spot. He could have did that,
true.
but
that's probably the best answer that you could possibly give to this story. Like pull him aside, tell him,
right.
And then
almost
go from there.
Almost like a warning, like, hey, I'm not going to be silent forever, and you keep embarrassing me, and it's getting worse. But he probably unfortunately did him a favor doing it.
Yeah,
that
but
way.
how dumb are you to be on Grindr when you know you have a gay nephew that lives in your town?
Or with a visible
what I mean?
tattoo.
Yeah.
Like if you have he says a visible torso tattoo.
Yeah, but you're gonna know,
Dave.
it's gonna come across, they're gonna come across.
And
that,
also Dave could have been like, I don't know what you're talking about, but then he got up and left, so it's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's clearly true.
Spilled his
right.
wine, yeah.
His family definitely knew.
The wife might have known too or suspected. Like you're not.
Well, the wife might have suspected, but the way that she acted, she gasped. I don't think she knew, but the parents definitely knew.
Yeah, for sure. I would think so. Because his sister's probably been trying to bang him for years.
That was his actual sister, not his stepsister, though, so we don't really know. We can't really be certain.
We can't.
Man, that sucks for Dave.
Not the asshole, but you maybe could have done it
did it
differently.
better.
Well,
Yeah.
the other thing, too, is sometimes the consequences of your own actions are a real thing. You know what I mean? So, if you are going to act like that, you can... You deserve to get called out. If you were absolutely
Playing with fire.
Yes. If you're gonna act like you're untouchable, because you're harboring shit, you deserve to get called out for that.
Yeah,
He's been bullying him for months.
That's true. That's true. That's really, really shitty.
There might have been self-sabotage involved, where Dave was looking for
maybe.
something
I guess the thing is too is as a if you were a gay person, you know what I mean, when you come out at 20 is a very brave thing to do. Even today where it's super accepted, it's still because you're still going to take shots in society. The last thing you should be doing is taking shots within your own family from a man who
should
been
be the most
through it.
understanding.
Yes.
also gay. Yeah.
Who a guy who understands it to the point that he changed his entire. He lived a lie to protect it, and now he's being abusive with that. With that.
Well, he's probably holding in some things too,
Oh,
where
for
he's
sure.
like, if I can't be happy, nobody. You know what I mean?
It's the same story you see in politics. It's always the loudest one complaining about it, Republican, and it's always the loudest one, complaining about it that ends up.
Yeah.
You find out that
They're secretly closeted or something happens.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
Yeah. Hey,
Isn't there? Oh,
what's that? Good.
I was saying, isn't there a saying about the squeaky wheel gets the oil, but that's not really what I meant.
no,
But
I don't think-
something similar to that.
Yeah, I think it's if your farts are lumpy, you shit yourself.
Or if it's you're super gay, you pretend like you're not. Something like that. I don't know.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I can't think of it.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if you know the saying, drop it in the comments.
Don't throw stones
Oh.
People in
yeah.
glass houses shouldn't throw
Yeah.
stones.
Yeah. Thou dost protest too much.
What is that Bo Burnham line? People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones or masturbate in the daytime. And with that, you can touch yourself wherever you want. We don't really care. But you should rate, review, and subscribe anywhere podcasts are available, because I have a feeling this one was a little bit more off the rails than the last one. But we did get some stuff accomplished this episode. So if you're here right now, please rate, review, and subscribe anywhere podcasts are available, because we have been Bad Potato Salad. Mike's just touching my dog.
I don't know what's going on here.
Mike's being served.
We're going to need to stop because we're going to go upstairs.
That's my daughter. Because we've been Bad Potato Salad, and somebody...
You've been served.
Yes.